This is Say Their Names Los Angeles. We are creating a graveyard of the 626 lives that have been taken by law enforcement in Los Angeles under District Attorney Jackie Lacey since December 3rd, 2012. And we are paying tribute. We'll have all the families speak, and then we'll march through the streets with each person holding a tombstone and perform a die-in and come back.
Silence is no longer an option. Girls and women all over the world are daring to speak up and speak out, innovate, shake up the status quo, and create pathways to real change. In a time when disruption is needed more than ever, these changemakers are defining what it means to be young, woke, and free.
I think when I was working on Wall Street, I often felt an emotional battle between making money and doing something for the world. Being a woman in Wall Street was incredibly challenging. I was oftentimes the only female, so I had to really amplify my voice and make sure that I was being heard and taken seriously. It's the same in this. I really used a lot of those skills and transferred them over into doing this project as well. I think again, but having purpose here and having so many people want to send the same message, it was a lot easier. It just happened to be fate, really, that I was here during the movement. And I just really wanted to send a message, really, that we're out here because these lives have been taken. And while there are George Floyd's and Breonna Taylor's, they're also happening here in our city in Los Angeles. And I wanted to show that the magnitude of how many lives have been taken here under the specific District Attorney Jackie Lacey, who has not prosecuted any cops. So I wanted to show that number with a visual representation.
And how horrific that these police murdered my nephew. He was approached by two officers. They choked him, they tased him, they beat him.
We should not be scared to be walking out of our house thinking that we might get killed by them, thinking that we might get harassed.
And within 5 seconds, he was shot and killed. His mother, his father, and his brother were standing on the driveway. They could have easily killed him as well. They never shouted any commands. They never did anything. They just ran up and they killed him in a matter of 5 seconds.
If we don't stand up for my brother Danny, who is going to stand up for him?
My brother was not a threat. He was at the bus station, probably coming to my house or going to work. Someone was afraid of him, and they called, and they said that my brother had a weapon.
When our kids get killed, in our minds, they turn back into them little babies that we birthed. That's how we feel when we lose our kids. The police look at them as grown men. We still look at them as our precious, beautiful babies. That's how we look at them.
She was somebody's daughter, somebody's friend, someone who built her dreams with every breath, whom others could depend.
It's really important that we remember that each of these is a life, is a soul, is a family member, is a community member. So when we look at this and we see 626 tombstones, that's not 626 people that were affected. That is so many more. You multiply that by 10 people or 20 people and you see how much of our community, Los Angeles community, is being affected by this. It is more of an emotional and spiritual connection that we don't always see in different protests. So I feel like this is more of a grounding to remind us why we're all out here.
Why doesn't everybody scream?
For me to come and people, to see that people that didn't even know him and don't even know me show me support and love, and it really means a lot.
People who wish we would go away, well, keep on wishing, because it's not going to happen. Not today, not ever.
Say their name, more than just a story. Say their name, more than